right. Week 13, Lucky 13. It's what you've all been waiting for. Let's do this. Week 13, 2 weeks to go. Time to show the world that it's time to turn pro. We can't all be like Ian, always leads the league, when we're more like Jeremy, already feeling fatigued. And then you have teams overachieving like Jake and like Jay, showing us all this game is just child's play. Last minute wins is what Clint is known for, tapping Sean on the shoulder in case he needs a mentor. New blood in the league and doesn't let him know it's not all that easy to make it to the show. Don't forget poor Will, whose team doesn't suck. He just got hit with a ton of bad luck. John should be the pro since he's also a finish, making the playoffs in both to finish top single win. And then you have Josh still raising the bar while telling the whole world that this sucks compared to NASCAR. Only leaving one left that's known as yours truly, holding it all together to prevent the unruly. Week 13, you can all stand up and clap, cause your day should be complete. You finally got your wrap. And there you go. You finally got your wrap. It took many weeks, but it's done. And it's presented to you. I hope it was worth the wait and everything that you hope for. And if you're ever curious on how I spend a Friday afternoon off, now you know. What I think will be funny is when those at work will ask, hey, how did you spend your Friday afternoon off? And I tell them that I was recording a rap song. I have a feeling that none of them will believe me. But anyways, lucky week 13. It's our predictions video. Can't believe that we're down to 2 weeks left of the regular season already. So before we get into the picks for this week, we can talk a little bit about rankings. So if we look down at our standings, and I know, again, we talked about this, heavily on our last video, but the top three teams, Ian, Jay, Jake, are sitting pretty much already in the playoffs. Should really have nothing to worry about if they end up losing these next 2 weeks. But I'm sure there's still pride in the line. There's still the top seeds. There's still the bye. Like, all that fun stuff is still to be, thought of. So they're still fighting for that top spot. The next 4 teams, myself, Clint, Dez, and John, we're all 7-5. We're close. 1-1 should put us into the playoffs. You would think so. If we all go 1-1, probably not, because, we're top 7. One of us is not going to make it, but I would imagine between the breakdown over the next couple of weeks that some of these teams will play each other and kind of knock each other out. And then really just kind of one left, and that's Sean. Sean's sitting at 6-6, where he really needs to finish the season probably 2-0. Not sure if even 1-1 will do it compared to he's sitting in 8th right now with 4 teams ahead of him for a better record. And if I didn't mention your name, unfortunately, you're out of the playoff talk. At least you were part of the wrap still, so that should be a good thing for you. But you're mathematically eliminated from playoff contention. Of course, not from, some of the other fun things that we still have going on in the league. So with that being said, let's jump into our matchups for this week, shall we? So number 1, Will versus Jeremy. For those of you that have been in this league for a few years, when I used to handwrite all of these predictions, you'll remember that when there was 2 teams that were, let's say 3-9 and 2-10, we didn't even write anything about them. We didn't spend our time. Together, they have 5 wins on the season. We won't get into it. All I will say is Will's Super Bowl was last week when he beat Josh and moved him to 3-9. A spot ahead of Jeremy. This week is a coin flip. I flipped a coin before when I was doing the homework for this, and it landed on Jeremy. So Jeremy gets the win this week. He's projected more points anyways and had an okay start on Thursday. So I say Jeremy is going to win this matchup. Next, Jake and Sean. A lot on the line here, right? Jake is sitting at 8-4. Sean at 6-6. Sean already had a really good start with having, Charbonnet was already 16 points. That kind of put him at, a good advantage, a good start. It says he's going to win by about 11 or so. I feel that quarterback is pretty close, kind of a toss up between the two, giving the advantage to running back and wide receiver to Sean. Tight end, Jake will have, but I don't think that'll matter for Jake. I actually think Sean's going to get the win this week. And it's a win that he drastically needs and needs to score a ton of points. But I think Sean will do it, pull off the victory, and jump up to 7-6. And then it'll all come down to the last week and how he does and the teams above him do to see if he can make the playoffs. Next, Clint and Adam. Adam, yeah. I know now you're sitting at 4-8. Still one of the stronger teams out there, but of course your season's gone to crap. Not definitely what you've wanted, but I think you should have a huge advantage going into the losers bracket, lovers bracket, whatever we want to call it, because you have a pretty strong team. But this week you're not going to get the win. I only wrote down one word for this matchup, and it's why Clinton has 37.40 points, and that one word was Metcalf. I watched the game. The man was unstoppable. Dallas's defense didn't look. I guess maybe they do look normal. It seems like they score a ton of points, and I know the team that has Dallas's defense, is used to getting about 20 points a week on the fantasy side, and definitely did not get that this week as they gave up a lot of points, a lot of yards, a lot of touchdowns to Seattle, and Metcalf got the majority of those. So that's just a huge advantage that I don't think Adam's already going to overcome. So I say Clinton gets this win, and then he moves to 8-5 on the season. Next, then, Ian and Dez. Dez was the one with the Cowboys defense. -1. He's not used to that, right? Usually, anywhere between 10 and 20 points consistently. So you would think that would put Dez at a disadvantage, but no, actually, I don't think so. Dez is still projected to win by points. I say Dez has got the stronger running back core, especially since Ian has Aaron Jones out, and I just read it and said he's out for sure for tomorrow. Ian does have the stronger, I believe, wide receiver core, especially with St. Brown. But if you look at Ian's team on his bench, you've got bye week. That sucks. And honestly, I thought byes were done before the Thanksgiving, but nope. There's still another week of bye weeks. Why not? Week 13, right? When already some of the bad teams are already out of playoff contention and they're pretty much on bye the rest of the season now. So, hey, why not have a bye week before the rest of the season where you're resting some of your starters anyways? But anyways, so this win goes to Dez this week, who would knock Ian down to 9-4 and move Dez up to 8-5. And then we've got Jay and John. And already, look at the amount of points scored on here. Jay with Geno Smith scoring a ton of points, also part of that Thursday night matchup. And then John having CeeDee Lamb, who scored 32.6 points on his own as well. So I'm giving the quarterback edge to Jay. I say running back is a toss-up, but then John's got wide receiver and tight end. And actually, I missed it. Yep, he already had Ferguson, who also had 19.7 points. So that's going to give John a lot of points if the rest of his team just scores close to what they're projected to. So I think with that, I think both teams are going to score a ton of points. This could be another playoff preview, based on the matchup, and especially the points are going to be scored. I think there will be a lot of points scored between these two teams, but I'm giving the edge this week to John. And then the last one, myself and Josh. Myself fighting for that playoff berth. Josh, of course, already out, fighting to play spoiler. If we look at the breakdown, I had Prescott, who had a pretty good game already. A good start to my week on here. John had two players. Pollard did well. Lockett, not so much. I'm just glad it was Metcalf and not Lockett, who had all those yards and points. So I'm giving myself the advantage in quarterback and wide receiver. I give Josh, who always gets the running back advantage. But I think between that, even with the other positions, which I don't think really matters on there, even tight end are pretty much a toss-up. I just think based on the start of it, I'm projected right now to win by about 6. I think that's how it's going to finish. It's going to be really close. I don't think it'll be a ton of points. I don't even think actually we'll score to projection, but I think I will score enough points to get the win, move to 8-5, and then drop Josh down with another loss. So there you go. There's our projections for the week. There's your rap song that you've been waiting for so long. I hope it was worth it. I will tell you right now, I'm hoping that I only see on our YouTube channel that it's only showing, 12 max views. Hoping that no one's sharing that video with anybody else to listen, that this doesn't end up, somewhere else for like, what was that? But anyways, that's all we got for today. I look forward to chatting with you all tomorrow during the Sunday games, of course. And then, yeah, good luck, everyone. What? Don't quit my day job? Noted.